what's up, Internet? I'm Jordan the Max Extreme.
And I'm Ghost Hunter Dave.
I'm JT3K.
Oh,
wait.
Special guest.
Wow.
I know. Who knew? Together we're forming Imperius Rex today. On this episode, you'll be likely... let's start from there.
All right.
On this episode, we are going to be going over one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yes, absolutely. There's many times in my life where I ask myself, have I watched Blade today?
And the answer is, I will be in 5 minutes.
Yes.
After I get a beer and a bottle of lube.
So grab your own and tune in with us as we talk about one of the greatest frontrunners of comic book moviedom.
Yes.
The 1998 classic Blade. And we're going to do it with the help of the Revue podcast, a little crossover episode.
That's right.
So tune in and enjoy.
You better wake up. The world you live in is just a sugar-coated topping. There is another world beneath it. The real world.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation.
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
With a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate.
There's a war going on out there. He makes the weapons. I use them.
Now, one will lead them to conquer mankind.
Tonight, the age of man comes to an end.
We're gonna be gods.
And one will try to stop him dead.
There are worse things out tonight than vampires.
Like what?
Like me.
Half human.
Blade's mother was attacked by a vampire while she was pregnant.
Half immortal.
You got the best of both worlds. All our strengths, none of our weaknesses.
He is their greatest fear. And our only hope.
It's open season on all vampires.
Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff.
You're one of them, aren't you?
No, I'm something else.
Blade.
Dropping August 21st, 1998.
Summer release!
With a budget of $45 million, domestically it made $70 million. So it made its money back and then some. Worldwide, made $131.1 million. Rotten Tomatoes has Blade at a 54%. IMDb has it at a 7.1 out of 10. And I tried to find a Richard Roper review.
Too soon?
Yeah.
Of course.
But I couldn't find one. Apparently he didn't exist before 1999.
Yeah, it was still Siskel and Ebert, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember when he joined the crew or not.
I think it was like in 2000s at some point.
Oh, that was close, but no cigar. But Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars.
I think I remember watching that.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it.
Yeah. If I may, I would like to read some of his review because it's quite glowing. I'll just read the first paragraph of it. At a time when too many movies are built from flat TV-style visuals of people standing around talking, movies based on comic books represent one of the last best hopes for visionary filmmaking.
Wow.
It's ironic that the comics, which borrowed their early visual style for movies, should now be returning the favor. I found that to be very ironic in our current slate of every film coming out.
What a progressive reviewer.
Yeah, he was way into it. So, JT, what happened in Blade?
Well, we follow a man called Blade, who was born from a woman who was bit by a vampire, which causes him certain genetic abnormalities, such as super strength and a unquenchable thirst for blood, which he tries to quell. And in the process, comes across a young lady who is a... what was it?
Hematologist?
Hematologist,
Yeah.
That's right.
Very good pull.
She's a hematologist. So she may be able to find a possible cure for Blade. In the
But
same
does he
process.
want to be cured?
Does he want to be cured?
That is the question.
Especially when there is a certain other vampire by the name of Frost.
Deacon.
Yeah.
Frost.
When a certain vampire by the name of Deacon Frost is plotting a very diabolical scheme that could put the entire human race in jeopardy.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Blade. 1998.
I remember seeing this in the theater with my dad at that time.
Oh my god, I wish
Oh.
my parents were that cool to let me see Blade.
It was so great.
I bet.
So good. I remember, like, I'd get to the theater. I think it was Mindframe before it was Mindframe.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the Kennedy Mall 6.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And we got there and they had, like, a big banner of Blade. And it was, like, it was him from behind
Right.
pulling the sword out with,
Right.
like, the red background. And I was
Right.
like,
Good.
seeing Blade. I get in there and I've got my popcorn and everything, and then it kicks off right off the bat.
Right.
You know, that porn star's driving the
Yep.
the yuppie over
Yep.
to this meatpacking plant. They
Yep.
get there, and man, that kickin' 90s soundtrack.
This movie was practically jizzed on by Prodigy. It's just so much just electronic music.
Uh-huh.
But like, it holds up. It
I
works.
think it works just great.
Perfectly.
Oh, yeah,
Yes. Like, it's not dated. It's just, I imagine that's what a club sounds like.
Yeah.
So it sounded like then.
Yeah.
That's about what it sounds like now.
Yeah,
Especially
from
one
like
that
the
rains
music
blood.
to
Yeah.
from like the music to the design, this movie just screams industrial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. So then it kicks off with probably one of the greatest opening fight scenes of all time.
Oh yeah.
It is so badass.
Yeah.
The guy realizes he's entrapped by a parade of vampires in this club.
Yeah.
Blood rains from the ceiling. They're all attacking him. They're about ready to feast on him, and he's crawling through them. And then, boom, Blade is standing there,
Yep.
untouched by the blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they all like back off. He pulls his coat back, gives a flash of his pearly whites, and then just proceeds to pound ass.
Kick. Yeah, he
To
does.
steak ass.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wesley Snipes
The
has
weird-
never been better.
The weird tics that Wesley Snipes has in this, it's
They're
hilarious.
pure Wesley Snipes.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's like slowly devolving from when he was Simon Phoenix in Demolition Man. Where like he throws like small ticks of that in there every once in a while where it's like, I think this will work. And just like throws like a random joke in there where it's like, it doesn't make sense for the moment, but go for it.
See, I think Wesley Snipes in this does a great job of having really sincere moments and serious moments and giving it enough levity because it is a crazy movie about vampires, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I think his performance works amazingly in Blade.
Oh my
as
God.
Blade.
Yeah. Well, he's writing Blade as he's doing it. Because
Yeah.
Blade was like nothing before this movie.
Yeah.
Of all the characters to make a movie off.
Yeah.
And this one, you could say, kind of kicked off.
It did.
Like the
It was before
superhero
everything.
craze.
Yeah.
I think it was this, and then Spider-Man, and then X-Men, maybe?
I think-
Or X-Men and then Spider-Man.
Oh man, I don't remember how that ever happened.
But this was first. And it was
Yeah.
an R-rated adult, like, horror action movie.
yeah.
That has a very like unique visual style. You know, like watching it, it looks great. It looks like ahead of its time in like choreography and like some of the shots. It did the Matrix bullet time before the Matrix.
Yep.
Where Blade opens fire on Deacon Frost and he does like the slow-mo dodge.
Yeah.
That was 2 years before the Matrix.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, it's really, really well done.
I was actually like, I'll give my full grade at the end, but I was actually surprised on this rewatch because the last time I watched it, I was with you.
Very drunk.
But this is like almost what we do anytime where like you, me, and Dinosaur Neil get together. We get drunk and then end up watching Blade, and we're all just like, Blade!
Yeah.
Where's Blade?
Where's Blade?
Anytime Blade's
As we're
not
watching
on,
like Goodwill Hunting.
anytime Blade is not on screen, we're just like, Where's
Where's
Blade?
Blade?
So maybe we're a little biased towards the movie.
Could be.
So I would like to hear Joel's input on this. But I thoroughly enjoyed it on this rewatch. A lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was fun, but like there's definitely some like bonkers craziness.
Yeah.
In
Yes,
this.
I do agree.
Like I feel like Wesley Snipes in this is like slowly morph. Like this is like his slow morph into like a black Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme, where there's so much like weird like Asian folklore stuff thrown in the background, where like you can like see him talking to the director, being like, I believe this is a sign of respect in Asian culture, and I want it involved in the film. Like,
Sir, this is
"Alright."
a fortune cookie.
All right, Wesley Snipes. Okay, and just like random like kung fu moves that are thrown in there that look like they don't really need to be in there, but it's just like it's a sign of respect in Asian culture. I want it in there.
Do
like,
a dozen
oh,
roundhouse kicks.
Okay. And then like you said that like he adds levity to it, and I'm like, it does add levity, but like in like a way that kind of takes away from the film, because he throws in jokes in there where you're like, you didn't even show that you had that sign of like that sign of sense of humor to yourself, where like he'll just be like so stone faced and then be like, motherfucker, do you know who I am?
Motherfucker, you out of your damn mind?
Yeah, like just out of nowhere. Like, where did that come from?
It's so funny because when I saw it when I was younger, there were certain parts that kind of took me out of it, like what you're describing. But as I've gotten older, I love those parts. Like, I think they make it a better movie because of it. Where before, I would kind of like, I wish they didn't put that in there.
Yeah.
Now, I fully embrace it. I love that moment.
Don't get me wrong, they're hilarious, but it's like he goes so stone-faced for so long that when he does it, like, I bust out in laughter. It's like, holy shit, you said that!
Yeah, that part is great, because before that, you only see him as a stone-cold badass, and he's walking through the hospital floors, saving the girl, and then these cops come in and open fire on him, and if you were in that situation, that would be your reaction. You're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what are you doing?
Like, even
he's like, I just can't blade right now.
Yeah, even like his big, I just killed the main bad guy line, and this makes no sense for the situation at hand in the slightest.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. There's no
that,
ice. There's no skating.
His name was Deacon Frost.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go.
But it just says it out of nowhere.
Yeah. I did notice that on this rewatch. I'm like, that line seems out of place.
I think it's a turn of phrase. Like, you try to ice skate uphill.
I've
It's a
never heard
losing
it
battle.
Until Blade.
Blade's line.
That's his catchphrase.
Blade marked.
Yeah.
There was like,
DM.
man, I had four. There was like four.
He should have cashed in on that. He wouldn't have had to evade his taxes.
There was like four distinct moments in this where Blade, like the major Blade-isms for me was like the motherfucker. Do you know what you just did, or who know who I am? And then there's the candy coated. Like, reality is not some sweet candy coated thing or whatever.
The world you know is just a sugar coated topping.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that one.
I do too.
I think I like that one.
And then there's the one where he cuts Deacon Frost in half and he comes back to what he is, and he just mouths, what the fuck? Like, in the most animated way possible. Like, they zoom directly on his face, and he's like, what the fuck? and then the motherfuckers just keep trying to skate uphill.
Those are like the four. Skate line, though.
Yeah, those are the four where I was like, oh my god, it's hilarious.
You just named 4 of the top 10 greatest moments in cinema history, my friend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but they're like so out of nowhere to how he acts throughout the whole movie, where like it just felt like scenes where it's like, how about I do this? And no one was like,
no,
sure.
No, yeah. Everyone was like,
whatever,
Snipes. All right, Mr. Snipes, go for it.
But like, I think that helps the character because he is on the verge of being this just too serious, like Clint Eastwood or Punisher type of guy that has no fun or humor to him.
Right.
And those little moments show that he does have like a personality to him. He's just kind of putting up the tough guy facade.
Yeah.
Or he is that tough guy, but he still has moments of levity.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because if he was raised by Whistler, Whistler's kind of the same way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, like, he's like this big, grizzled, tough guy.
We'll get to Whistler.
But, like, he's cracking jokes with the hematologist, too.
Yeah.
So,
Catch you fuckers at a bad time.
I fucking love that line. Because, like, so I was watching this with Chelsea Danger, right?
Yeah.
And, like, she is not a fan of Blade. I don't know how you can't be a fan of Blade, but during that "catch you fuckers at a bad time," I said it right before he said it, so she got it twice. And she's just like, "You fucking nerd." Oh, it was such a good time.
I love when he gives Blade the UV light, and Blade's like, "Still heavy," and Whistler just looks at him. He's like, "But you're so big." We're just gonna quote Blade for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, I fucking love Whistler in this.
Yeah,
Chris
Christopherson. Yeah,
Christopherson.
Chris Christopherson is like the most perfect Whistler.
Which, okay, so I haven't seen Blade 2 in forever. I thought he was in Blade 2.
He is.
Yeah,
they
he
don't
is.
even explain that he's dead. He just shows up.
No, because the vampires, they like turned him into a vampire, and Blade finds him and treats him. And through a lot of the movie, he's thinking that Whistler might like turn at any moment.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of like second guessing all of his moves.
Oh.
But yeah, it's pretty quick. It's like in the opening credits, he says like they took him and I tracked him down and blah blah blah.
All right.
But I don't think he
Good
needed
enough.
to be in it. I think
But
he
he
could have been
does
fine.
shoot himself in the head.
Oh yeah, he's very dead. At the end of this movie, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like they had no intention of bringing
Yeah.
him back by the end of this.
Right. All right. Good enough. I guess
That's
I
it for
answered my
Blade?
question.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, this movie's like old enough. We've already been kind of spoiling it already. I don't think we can.
No,
Yeah, we can
you're
spoil
fine.
this.
Whatever.
Usually when like a movie's this old, we don't really care about spoiling.
But what do you guys think about Steven Dorff?
I think Steven Dorff is awesome in this.
Yeah, dude.
Me too.
I think he is just the coolest badass
He's
villain in
so freaking early 2000s, like cool with his fucking bangs.
this. Spiky bangs. That was my hairstyle for a long time.
this Deacon Frost bangs.
I love Steven
I didn't realize
Dorff
it
in
at the
this.
time, but it was.
I love Steven Dorff in this, and like I was reading somewhere that like I guess Jet Li was supposed to play Deacon Frost, but then he took Lethal Weapon 4 instead.
No.
And I'm like, that's
man.
it, dude. Steven Dorff is way better.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because they
He's
do like
great.
this whole thing
Yeah.
where like it's kind of
fucking food.
Everybody you know, everybody you ever fucking love. How you gonna save the old fucking world?
Go on.
there's so much fucking in this.
Oh, he does. He's filthy.
But like they play him up as like this young guy where it's like you guys had this like super cool information all along and you've just been pussies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's so obsessed with like
he hacks into the, the
Yeah,
archives.
They play him up like the youngster, where like all the old people are like, oh my gosh, this guy's way too ahead of his time. We gotta keep him in his place.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And then he finally like forms like this coup where he gets all of a bunch of younger people, where it's like all these old fucks are just letting humans walk all over him. Don't you want to be like the best?
Yeah.
And then
Top
like
of the fucking food chain.
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Can I get
and
a
then
here?
they're kinda like,
Here.
revolt. But no, yeah, I just like the idea of him too.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was directing somebody and I was telling them like, you need to be like a smarmy asshole badass.
Yeah.
I'd be like, have you seen Blade? Be Deacon Frost in Blade. Just be that.
Yep. God, he's so good. The one thing that's weird, though, that I've noticed in, like, a ton of vampire movies, and I can never not see it now, is when you can tell they're wearing, like, the vampire teeth, because their lips are always, like...
Yeah. When you first see him, he's always...
like, quit fucking around with your teeth. Also, another thing that I found weird in this I completely forgot is that, like, vampires seem to be easily killable.
Oh my god.
And when they're like just stabbed with like a silver stake or whatever it is, they just like disintegrate and explode.
I know, yeah. Like if they touch silver, they're just like,
open a Jack in the Box and they die.
yeah.
They explode.
Like, at one point, Blade just beats the shit out of a bunch of them, and they turn into skeletons and explode.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't stab every single one of them.
Maybe it had silver-tipped boots.
Maybe. I didn't think about the boots.
And it's funny because, like, doing, like, the one thing that you can connect with the most with, like, being killed, where, he stabs the shit out of them, it just looks like they're just vaporized, but then, like, being exposed to sunlight is the most violent death you can possibly imagine, where you're like, Jesus, what a fucking, like...
Udo Kier in that almost, like, stop-motion animation.
God. It is, like, the most
melting
disgusting death I've ever seen in film.
Yeah.
And it looks... It's really cool looking, but good lord, is it brutal looking.
Yeah.
It's like a Ray Harryhausen effect.
Yeah, it's a sweet practical effect.
Yeah.
Like the minute like a sunbeam hits him, like his throat like cracks in two, and blood just shatters everywhere.
God. And that's some hell of a sunblock they got on.
No
You
shit.
risk that? Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He literally exploded from the inside with fire.
Put up an umbrella.
Just
God.
put down a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
And then Deacon Frost is like in a park later that afternoon.
Where the sun is even brighter than it was there.
It's like, Jesus, boy.
This young gun.
God, he's cock of the walk, babe.
Oh, that's why he's a badass. He's very short in this, too.
Oh, yeah.
Very short, but I think Snipes is short, too.
Really?
Maybe that's why they had Jet Li, Steven Dorff, and Wesley Snipes, because you can't have a villain taller than your hero.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why Jet Li was on the docket.
Oh, yeah.
And then he
okay,
passed. They're like,
sense.
God, who's under 5'6"? Dwarf.
Yeah,
Dwarf. Give me a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yes, we got you, Steven Dorff. He'll do.
Can we talk about how much vampires love glass?
Go
There's
ahead.
glass everywhere in this movie.
Yeah.
Even Deacon Frost's apartment is just like a big glass box with a pool in a glass box.
His apartment's pretty badass. His
is.
penthouse
Oh, yeah.
with that little waterfall and rubber ducks and dead policeman.
Yep.
And then the room where they keep like the vampire Bible, it's not in a book.
No.
It's in panes of glass
Scattered throughout the room.
scattered throughout the room.
To make a bitchin' fight scene.
They shatter so much
Yeah.
glass, and at the end, when Blade infiltrates their hideout and he drives his motorcycle through all the glass.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much glass.
Oh, it must be the director, Stephen Nottingham.
I could look it up.
He did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and then he worked no more.
Oh, it's too bad.
But this is good. Like,
Yeah.
this is a good movie. I would love to see more from this guy. I don't know what he did prior to this. I
don't
only
know
know him
either.
for Blade and this, but like I love Blade. I make no
Right.
I don't hide that.
Yeah. The only time I feel that Blade does go off the rails a bit, because, like, the first two acts, like, are really well done. I think the fight choreography is great. They cover, like, CG very well by doing quick shots of, like, little things here and there. It's not very apparent. But in the third act, they go CG kind of crazy in it, with, like, the blood
Putting
putting them together,
Yeah.
and, like, the skeletons flying
Yeah.
out of people's bodies
Yeah.
and shit. Just, like...
But they're quick. I mean, the
they're not.
the skeletons are quick. You know,
They
they're
are flying around for, like,
fluttering
a
around like
whole
bats.
minute.
Yeah.
But it's
And
not
they're flying like
following
in and out
him.
of, yeah, they're falling in and out of his body while he's like morphing into
La Magra.
La Magra.
Yeah.
The original cut, he turns into the Blood God, which is a blood tornado,
Oh, I think I've seen that
and it
before.
didn't work. So they went back and refilmed the sword fight. Like, they added that, which is much, much
Oh, yeah,
better.
the sword
Oh
fight's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sweet.
Like,
I like the addition of like the red eyes that he has.
Yeah.
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. Like,
Yeah.
all of it swirling around and his eyes are, like, filling up with blood.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Deacon Frost, man. Just a badass. It
Yeah.
was a good choice to go and keep the villain human and not have Blade, like,
Yeah.
fighting a blood tornado.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't feel like it was necessary to have his mom in it. again. Like in the third act.
I kind of liked it though,
but it doesn't really do anything.
It's definitely, it goes back to like the same. It's like every superhero '90s trope where like the main villain has to be connected to your origin.
It's his kryptonite.
Yeah.
Like how Batman was with the
still kinda
Joker,
how it is.
where like the Joker killed his parents, and like almost all '90s superheroes are like that, where like the main villain has to be connected.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
but I like how like the mom comes back and like he like attaches himself to his mom's fate so much, and then seeing how his mom is like so like brainwashed, where like she follows him regardless, like it almost kind of shatters his universe, where he kind of questions why he's even killing vampires.
Yeah. And
so if you don't know, Deacon Frost turned Blade's mom into a vampire.
Yeah. And at some points it seemed a little incestuous.
Yeah, she's all... Well, vampires are very romantic and sensual, and she's all over him.
It's like, ugh.
He gives her the steak.
Yeah.
An actual steak.
Yeah. That whole scene is weird, though, where, like, he gets out of the coffin, and then his mom is, like, attacking him, but it's, like, weird, like... It's, like, weird, like, video game boss stuff, where she's just, like... like, all around him, where you're like, what the fuck is happening? And, like, the reveal that she was the one in, like, Deacon Frost's bed. Because, because it's just, like, that, like, he's pretty much done everything in her name up to this point, and now he sees her, and she's, like, just another, like, subordinate for Deacon Frost, like, his mortal enemy, and it kind of makes him question what he's doing with his life.
Just another dead vampire.
But then he just goes on with the rest of his life. Like, his mother there doesn't, like, change his mind or anything.
Well, it kind of makes it...
He yells Frost really loud after he kills her.
But it kind of makes him subservient to, like, actually have Deacon Frost capture him, though. Like, he's pretty much kicking ass up until the point he sees his mom, and then he just kind of, like, gives up and gets his ass kicked.
He's shocked.
Yeah,
it's a shock to the system.
Yeah.
And then he's literally shocked by shocker sticks.
And then him actually killing his mom is him being like, all right, fuck vampires, and then that's when he fucking goes and kicks ass.
I was on the edge for a while. After this, fuck him.
Fuck vampires. Yeah, that's true. Well, you guys want to talk about Whistler a little bit more?
Can we?
I fucking love Whistler.
He's one of the best things about this movie.
Oh, he is. He literally is.
I could watch Whistler polish that leg brace for hours.
Like, I would be forgiving for Blade playing it straight throughout if they just kept having Whistler coming in with, like, he could be the comedic relief where he, like, throws in lines here and there.
Well, he is for the most part.
Yeah. Or even, like, throwing in, like he's kind of like the Alfred to Blade's Batman, where, like, Blade can only be himself around Whistler because he's the only one that he really trusts.
Sure.
He's the only one that can administer that serum.
Yeah.
Gotta have that serum.
God, gotta have that serum.
I like the inclusion of the serum in it too, because it's like up until, like, you know that he's gonna get, like, a cure or whatever. Like, it's kind of like him, like, prolonging, like, the inevitable, where he's just gonna turn into what he hates.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Very true. It's like a Wolverine type of thing. He's always at odds with his animalistic nature.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's true.
Like, not to, like, go back to the end or whatever, but, like, I almost kind of hope that he, like, would have killed that girl at the end when he sucked her blood to, like, get enough power to fight Deacon Frost. Because then I would have felt like that would have been him, like, being like, well, now I'm just the animals that I hunt, so now I don't feel like I deserve to be human, and then that's why it doesn't take, like, the cure that she makes for him.
That would have been a better ending, because she's not in the sequels.
Yeah.
Like, you just, oops,
and all she
too
really,
much.
Yeah. And all she really does after he sucks on her neck is just, like, shotgun a few, like, random vampires here and there. But, like, if he would have, like, sucked on her neck enough to, like, kill her, and then he's like, well, fuck, now I'm no better than the people I'm hunting, then that's kind of like his, like, Constantine thing where he's killing enough vampires to make up for the mistake that he's made.
Oh, man. Heavy.
Wouldn't
be quite as fun, I guess, as Blade.
Well, you know me, I love depressing shit.
Also, like, Donald Logue in this I love to hate Donald Logue.
Such a
Dude,
scumbag.
Donald Logue should have died like 7 times in this movie.
I don't see how he didn't. He got 2 stakes in his shoulder.
Yeah.
And if those are silver stakes, why didn't he evaporate and explode? Twice.
It was just enough out of the. There's like a big boundary around the vampire body.
Plus an arm lopped off.
Twice. 2 arms.
2 arms
off.
with a silver sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
don't know,
guess
man.
older vampires can last. They have more of a resistance to silver. I read the novelization of Blade as a
really?
child. I'm sure there's details about it in there somewhere, but I think like the stronger the vampire, the more resilient they are.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's like, he just keeps on ticking.
And his
Yeah.
hair choices in this. Like, I'm pretty sure he has pigtails for a good portion of the movie.
Yeah, and those like only partial ratty braids. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
God, you look like more of a scumbag. But I thought like his look when he was like fully charred and burned was really cool looking.
Yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looked really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. There's a lot of good stuff, like a lot of good practical effects in this movie.
Yeah.
That I didn't remember, like that, and like the exploding guy out in the sunlight. That was really good.
The gigantic fat vampire down in the
Oh,
basement.
Pearl!
Yeah.
God!
That's one
Fucking
that
Pearl!
sticks with you. And that burning. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
Blade has quite a few moments that are like tough to watch, even
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
today's standards.
Yeah.
Because they do like really good practical effects, and that thing is just disgusting.
Oh my god.
Chelsea asked me again today, like, what is Pearl? And I'm like, it's a beanbag vampire? I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I don't know. Because,
I think he says he
Yeah.
at one point.
yeah, but Pearl's a woman's name, and it looks like it's got big old titties, but it is really fat.
It looks like the vampire in that Swamp Thing story with the underwater vampires.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what the inspiration was.
maybe. But yeah, it was gross.
Oh.
It
Man.
gets all burnt up.
Yeah, that whole segment, because doesn't he go into like this underage Japanese schoolgirl like dance party
Yeah, really
with a bunch
weird.
of like
Those
vampire
fucking-
businessmen watching them dance on stage?
How are those Japanese schoolgirls have jobs? They're like the most annoying singers.
I don't know.
They're just yelling shit in Japanese
Yeah.
to like Japanese vampire businessmen.
We're all enthralled in this
As
show.
they look
Yeah.
on,
They're just
smoking,
staring like
smoking and staring.
yep, smoking and staring at Japanese schoolgirls yelling in
Yeah.
Japanese.
Yipping would be a better description.
Yipping is a better description.
How did they lose that white cop in that den of, like, I'm assuming Asian weird businessmen? I have no
No, they-
idea. Because they
That was where
chased
they
that guy.
found
in there.
him. They chased him in the street and he got away. And then they followed him again to that club.
And they bash him up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blade will not. Blade will take every opportunity to beat the fuck out of that cop.
He will trash your apartment.
Yeah. Even when.
if he can beat
Is this
someone to death.
really necessary?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But
So what'd you think of Karen, the audience facsimile character, the doctor?
I thought,
She's okay.
yeah, I thought she was okay. Sometimes her line delivery was a little flat, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked that this movie gave us, like, 2, like, viewpoints. You got to go in as the audience character, as Karen, and then you, like, also can, like, go in as Blade. So there's, like, 2 ways of going in.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think normally, like, for Hellboy or something, I'm not a big fan of getting, like, the everyman as your main character.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like it worked.
Yeah, I think it did. I feel like it did, too.
And I'm not quite sure what makes it different, but, like, just seeing the underground world that you don't know is happening, you know, below the surface.
Man, somebody takes you there?
Yeah, it was really good. Maybe because it's just a more of a mature movie.
I guess,
it works,
yeah.
but yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought she was kind of necessary. If it was just about Blade,
Right.
it might have been too much.
Right, and I actually have that as a note as well. To like, I noticed that and I was like, I kind of like how they get like an everyman even though I thought it was kind of on the nose that she worked with blood
Yeah.
in a vampire movie, but I'm like, what are you gonna do?
But it made her like an essential character where like they actually were using her, like it gave her a reason to stick around. Like if she was just like some random person, they would have been like, why the fuck she's still around here? But like the fact that she was a hematologist, like she actually had a reason to stick around where she actually would like impart knowledge that could actually be useful to them.
Yeah.
Mix up a new serum.
That's
or
right.
explode some vampire heads.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
I liked
God.
her ex-boyfriend that gets bit and doesn't become a vampire but doesn't die, and he becomes a weird like zombie thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
they have like
Oh,
in
yeah.
a pit at
Well,
the end.
I think
Yeah.
he does become a vampire. They just don't feed him, so they throw him in the pit.
Yeah, but they say something like sometimes when you're bit they don't turn all the way, so he's just this weird like abnormality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that because, like, when he fell down there, me and Chelsea were like, why is that guy a vampire thing? And he's kind of like a zombie, too? I don't know what's going on with him. But he's not a big part of the
No,
movie.
like
so
it's
moving
very
on.
unimportant, but
Yeah.
it was just like, oh, that's weird and
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
he's like saying like things that he would have said to her, but it's like it seems more like instinct than it is like an actual conversation. Like he's just kind of like
going on autopilot.
yeah, like going through like what he would say to her, like also didn't we get too good together?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's just like saying it, and she's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I also think this movie does a really good job of like setting up the world of the vampires without like feeling like it's beating over the head with dialogue. Like they just like
Yeah.
throw in like random things here and there that makes it feel like a world that could exist inside of the world.
Yeah.
Like they make vampires seem like a more of a formidable force and what for being something that no one knows about. Like they make them seem pretty formidable.
Yeah.
Like how they own like almost like half of New
well
York.
managed.
Yeah.
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 And
I
all
like
the
that, too.
tattoos and glyphs and
Yeah,
everything
yep.
are cool.
And like how they have like all the weird vampire groupies with like the tattoos in the back of their neck that just
wanna
want to
be
be
turned.
vampires. So
Yeah.
they're just like slaves pretty much.
I also like that too because there's never like a huge info dump of like vampire stuff. You just
No.
like get a little bit here and there. Like you learn that there's like half-breed vampires. It's like what Deacon Frost is. Like
Yeah.
he was turned.
Not a pure blood.
And he's in a pure blood one. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's interesting.
like there's vampires that are born and then there's vampires that are bitten and turned.
yeah.
And those it's almost like there's like a class system in like vampires in general.
But then they don't beat on about it forever. They're just like,
Yeah.
yep, this is a thing, and we're gonna move on with
Yeah.
the story. It's like smart.
Like
I
almost,
Yeah.
I almost want to learn more about Deacon Frost.
I was gonna say
'cause
now
he
we get
seems-
like 3 Deacon Frost prequels,
yeah.
which are unimportant because we know he balloons up and explodes at the end. So what's it matter? But like, yeah, I mean, they don't make movies like that often today,
Yeah.
where they don't just force feed you everything. Like
Yeah.
this just laid it out.
Yep.
It didn't over explain anything. Like you got the gist of it, but
Yep.
Yeah.
you weren't beaten over the head with it.
Right.
They did I don't know. I feel like it's
Yeah.
ahead of its time. I don't
Yeah.
know. There's not a whole lot like this right now.
I know, and that's why I
Yeah.
found it really refreshing because like every superhero movie is like not like Blade.
Yeah.
It's like now like the Iron Man type of model or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was like I
Or
was, like-
Avengers.
yeah, and I was like super into like everything that Blade was giving me. I'm like, this is very a refreshing take on a
Yeah.
superhero tale because it's not an origin story either. It's
No.
like he's been Blade for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been
It's like-
blading for years.
Yeah.
I love it.
Even Deacon Frost has been around for a while.
Yeah.
They don't even give you like a origin of him either, which I like because they kind of set it up where like they'll throw in like small tidbits here and there, and like people will drop a line and you see how he reacts to it. So it almost kind of allows you to like develop a origin story for him for yourself, where you can kind of like, oh, he really was fucking pissed when you talked about how he was a human. So now you can kind of like build a story behind that.
yeah.
Like I liked how they did that. Like they don't like hold your hand and be like, Deacon Frost doesn't like humans because this happened to him.
Yeah.
But like they'll just
He was
like,
a
throw in,
tragic figure.
Yeah.
And vampires did this. And
but they'll
the
throw in like
humans
a
did
random
that.
line where like Karen will be like, "Oh, I see you have like scars on you, so that means you're not a vampire. You were a human." So it's like you both get the fact that he has scars on him and that he was once human, and that he hates humans. So then you can like totally pull your own kind of origin story for him.
Yeah. It's good shit, man.
It is. Top of the fucking food chain.
During a garage sale, I picked up the 4-film Blade collection, which is Blade 1, 2, and 3, and then the series that was on Fox.
Sticky fingers. Jones? What does he
Maybe.
does he have a last name, or is he just Sticky Fingers?
I am very curious about the series, and
I don't think it was. I didn't see it. I don't think it was terrible. I think it was.
I heard it was fine. It's just
Yeah.
like nobody cared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Trinity ruined it. Trinity launched Ryan Reynolds' career and killed Wesley Snipes.
No, two guys, a girl, and a pizza place launched.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
yeah, but it made Ryan Reynolds an action star.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that beard, those abs.
Oh yeah,
What's not to like?
Christ.
right, exactly. Oh man.
So
You
we
get to be so fucking stupid.
These kids are out of control. There was one moment that we didn't talk about yet. The last fight. Mm-hmm. Which has so many noteworthy moments.
Christ, yeah.
Whether it's the kung fu tornado that Blade and the other guy are having.
Jesus,
Yeah.
just back and forth.
Just
It's like
missing
one of those,
each other.
like, I'm just gonna just keep throwing my leg in the air, and if it hits you, it's not my fault.
But then Blade learns his lesson because he beats that guy, and the next guy that comes at him with a kick, Blade just catches
Catches
it,
his leg and
busts his
breaks-
leg. It's like, enough of this shit. And then, like, the next guy kicks through a wall and, like, kicks him a couple times, and then gets really mad and kicks him super hard and, like, pops him into the air.
Kicks him so hard in the dick that he flies off the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
I forgot.
It's like a ground pound and launches him.
I forgot about that. Yeah, he kicks him in the dick so hard.
And, like, the whole time as he's fighting all these goons, like, he'll dispatch a couple of them and then turn and go, Frost! And then fight some more. Get a little closer to the big boss.
Yeah. But I love Blade's fighting style in this because he's like a kind of a brute, but he also knows like kung fu, so he'll do like a spin kick
Yeah.
and then just do like a palm thrust and the guy will fly through a wall
Yeah.
or some shit.
He does a throat grab where he tears out some guy's throat.
He does!
Throws it at the next guy.
It totally threw me off, and he did a fucking throat rape.
I've never caught that before, like,
Yeah.
watching it today. He tears a guy's throat out and then throws it at the other guy.
Sick.
It's so great.
Oh,
I
Blade.
totally did not know that he would do a throat rip. I was
If-
like, oh my god.
If Blade has the chance to showboat, he will take it. If the entire fight is riding on like one punch,
Oh,
he will make it the fanciest punch in the world with the highest probability of mess up because he's making it so fancy. But like the exploding liquid that he has to catch,
yeah.
he like
Oh,
throws
yeah.
his sword up,
Yeah.
spins around. Him and Frost both go like a. He turns around and they both go like that, and then Blade turns and runs, and then like spins around and like catches it behind his back. It's like you could have just went like this, man.
Not he crouches
No.
behind the back catch. Doesn't even got a fucking
That's
look.
right, yeah, that's right, yeah, what the fuck
And
is
then
yeah, the shit?
It's got the
He has
last
to
one.
throw it up in the air and spin kick it.
Throw it up, roundhouse
Yeah.
kick that mother right into
into his
That's
Frost.
why, yeah. That's why
Right
I
into
said
the
that. Like,
bread
you totally
basket.
reminded me of like Jean-Claude Van Damme in this because like I heard like something where it's like Jean-Claude Van Damme was like the villain in Expendables 2, and like he said that he needed a scene where he spun kick a knife into someone's chest because he thought that was the most brutal move in martial arts, and he needed
Martial arts.
Yeah, he said he needed to have that scene where he would spin kick a knife into someone's chest because he thought it was the most brutal maneuver in martial arts.
You know that classic brutal martial arts move?
Yeah.
Where you spin kick a knife into somebody's heart.
Some sensei's don't even teach it. They don't teach that.
Yeah.
It's too advanced.
Too brutal.
But no, yeah, like that's why I was like, there's like so much stuff in here where like Wesley Snipes seems like he's going off the deep end with like some kind of weird Asian culture. Like there's like that scene like before he even like storms the compound where he's like doing this
Meditating.
ritual where he's like cutting the root off of some plant, and you're like,
Killing
what the
all.
fuck?
He's cutting
Yeah.
ties
It's
with
like,
life.
what does this mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like he's like had like a conversation with the director where it's like, no, they'll know. If I do this, they'll know what it means.
They cut the scene where he just took a bunch of LSD and then did that. I've heard that on Blade Trinity, he was high all the time.
I bet.
Wouldn't do anything the director asked him to. Like, wouldn't come on set. Was like picking fights with people.
Yeah, he would only answer to Blade.
Yeah. Yeah. Total Andy Kaufman.
Well, I guess
type of
I even
thing.
read in IMDb that him and Steven Dorff didn't like each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
like they get into fights all the time.
You make him call him Blade?
Probably.
Amazing.
Man.
Best movie ever.
Best movie ever.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else really to say about Blade otherwise than I just really enjoyed it. Like, surprisingly enjoyed it quite a bit.
So good.